elasticity of demand. What is elasticity of demand? The price elasticity of demand and its determination. We go straight to elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand is simply the change in demand of a commodity divided by the change in price of that commodity times 100/1 in terms of measurement. We have different types of elasticity. We have inelastic demand, we have elastic demand, we have elasticity of demand, which is referred to degree to which demand responds to changes in another economic factor such as price, as I've defined, income level, and substitute. So elasticity measure how demand shifts when other economic factor changes. We said that. So price is the most common economic factor used when determining elasticity or inelasticity of a commodity. Elasticity allows us to analyze supply and demand with greater precision and is a measure of how much buyers and sellers respond to changes in market condition. Let us go on to look at how elasticity is determined in economics. A goods price elasticity of demand is the measure of how sensitive the quantity demanded of that goods is to the price of such goods. When price rises, quantity demanded fall, as we said before when we are referring to normal goods in the market. So mathematically, elasticity of demand is differentiating the demand, the quantity demanded of a commodity by that commodity all over differentiating the price of that commodity by the price. So when you divide the changes in quantity demanded of a product by the quantity of that product, divided by the changes in price of that product by the price of that product, you are talking of elasticity measure. So computing price elasticity of demand. The price elasticity of demand is computed as the percentage of change in the quantity demanded divided by percentage change in what price, as we said. We have midpoint method there, and we have midpoint formula, which is preferred when calculating the price elasticity of demand, because it gives the same answer regardless of the direction of changes. Varieties of demand curve. The variety of demand curve, because of price elasticity of demand, measure how much demand quantity demanded respond to prices. It closely relates to the slope of what demand curve. We have perfectly elastic, inelastic, and we have perfectly elastic. Perfectly inelastic is that the quantity demanded does not respond to what prices. And when we say perfect elastic, it means that quantity demanded infinitely will respond to what price. And we have unit elasticity, where quantity demanded changes by the same percentage of what price. Total revenue. We have total revenue and price elasticity of demand. Total revenue is always the price times quantity of the commodity. It's the amount paid by buyers and receivers by sellers. So what amount when a producer supply a commodity to the market, there is price for that commodity. So if you times the price of a commodity by the quantity of that commodity, you are having total revenue. So elasticity and total revenue along a linear demand curve try to illustrate this. With an inelastic demand curve, an increase in price leads to decrease in quantity that is proportionally smaller. Thus, total revenue may increase. Let's go down to elasticity and types of goods. Examples of elasticity and types of goods includes the necessary goods. Necessary goods are food, fuel, clothing, utility, medical services. Goods consumers regard as luxury tend to be income inelastic. The truth is that a normal goods, when the prices of a normal goods increases, the quantity demanded of such goods tends to reduce if it's a normal good. But if it's a luxury goods, price demand does not respond to increase in price. So we'll also have elasticity of supply. And we also have elasticity of supply, just like elasticity of demand, measure how much the quantity supply of a goods respond to changes in price. So let's go to other level. Determinant of this, we have ability of sellers to change the amount of goods they produce. Let's go down to application of elasticity in economics. Elasticity can boost in economics. We apply elasticity in different form. The firms needs to measure the elasticity in order to know how supply will respond when the price of commodity changes, and the consumer also uses elasticity to know how much quantity demanded as well changes. So farmers also could as well use elasticity to measure how new products could influence the demand of their product. What happens to wheat farmer and the market for wheat when university agrarily discover a new? So when a new product is discovered, there must be response to the price, and there must be response to the quantity. So these are all ways we could measure. So now we will be able to run down what all principle economics is all about. Go to the beginning. Principle of economics is all about. I believe with this teaching, our students will be able to see what the nature and significance of economic analysis is all about. We've as well discussed the two branches, the positive and normative economics. We were able to discover value, utility, and cost of economy. We've tried to deal with the theory of demand and supply, the concept of inflation, elementary theory of cost, and finally, we were able to deal with elasticity of demand and supply in economics. Thank you.